So for the beta, what we're really looking for is a really cool place for people to play the game and see it before it comes out months in advance. But as people know from our past games, we track all sorts of insane stuff and kind of taking all that in and really looking at all the data and all the comments and making the game better. So there are 4 maps that are going to be in the beta. There's Overlook, which you'll play Network Test 1, also known as Generator Defense on. Overlook is an asymmetric layout that we pulled from the campaign. It's specifically made for Network Test 1. It's a very cool space. Spartans spawn at the top, elites spawn at the bottom of this kind of gigantic hill. The Spartans have a more defended position, and they really need to keep these generators alive and make sure the elites don't destroy them. Sword Base is really a mix between boarding action and prisoner from Halo 1, if fans remember those maps. We've called it sorting action as a joke internally. Very cool space, a huge atrium inside an Oni building, and multiple ways to get up and around. There are bridges crisscrossing and lifts all over the place. Very good for Team Slayer and asymmetric game types. Then we also have Powerhouse, which is another one of those multi-purpose maps that you'll be playing a lot in the beta. It's outside, it's kind of a lot of good indoor and outdoor combat, big, really long, nice sight lines. You'll be playing a lot of Slayer and Slayer game types and some of the new things like Headhunter and Stockpile as well. Very much an asymmetric space, but not in the same way as Sword Base is more vertical. Powerhouse is definitely more spread out. The last map is Boneyard, and that's where you're going to be playing the new invasion game mode. So it's very much rooted in the fiction of Reach. You've got Spartans versus elites, and the game just generally gets more insane as you go further along.
In previous Halo games, in multiplayer, the elites were designed to be as close to Spartans as possible, so it was totally fair. In Reach, the elites are vastly different from Spartans. They're much bigger, they're faster, they have better shields that recharge faster. Their health regenerates. They don't need health packs the way the Spartans do. So Spartans being able to sprint lets them be highly maneuverable or close the distance really fast. It's great for Headhunter and other games like that where you really need to get somewhere fast. All these things differentiate the two races and really let you feel like you're playing a different character when you're in their shoes.
We have a bunch of new game types that players are going to get to access in the beta. 2 of them are more Slayer related. So one is Headhunter, and the gist is that whenever you kill someone, a big flaming skull is going to pop out of their dead body. You grab that skull and you take it to a destination zone. The catch is that every single person that has a skull, you actually see a waypoint over their head with the number of skulls they contain. So if you see someone with a 2 and you see someone with a 5, definitely want to prioritize on the guy with the 5, because if he runs to the zone, he's scoring 5 points for his team. It's a really cool twist on Slayer. Another new game type is Stockpile, and it's really CTF on steroids. You've got 2 bases. Flags spawn in neutral locations randomly on the map each minute. So you want to go out, grab a flag, bring it back to your base. Now the flag doesn't get collected until the minute flips over. So that flag can sit there for 30 seconds. And if in that time before it gets collected, any team member can come by and grab it out of there. So the opposite team can actually come and take it away from you and you won't score any points. So it's this really interesting back and forth ebb and flow to the matches of right about 10-15 seconds before that timer flips over, you have people kind of going insane and making sure their flags are in their bases. So the last new game type you're going to be witnessing in the beta is Invasion. There's actually 2 variations on it. There's Normal Invasion, which is this big faction-based Spartans versus Elites, fictionally relevant game type where as you're going further through the game, the map actually opens up more of it, and you're gaining access to new things. You're gaining access to better weapons, you're gaining access to crazier loadouts, you're gaining access to different armor abilities, and you also have access to more vehicles as well. So Boneyard and Invasion is really where you're gonna see the insane vehicle-on-vehicle action. And the other variation of that is Invasion Slayer, and it's 2 big groups, Spartans versus Elites. It's essentially Slayer, but you also have these capture points on the map where if you get one, 15 seconds later there is a drop. It's either a power weapon, so it could be dropping off sniper rifle and rockets, could be dropping off a Warthog, could be dropping off a Banshee. as the game continues on and the score increases, crazier and crazier things are dropped off at the weapon drop, so it gets pretty nuts. Ultimately, the beta for us is a huge trial run of the game. Lets fans play this little chunk of it, and then they get to give feedback, and we take that data in and we make changes based on that, and just make the game better overall.